So welcome to this week's vlog, carrying on from last week. What happened last week? Well, my car had a bit of an annoyance really. Apparently the back brakes came loose from my car and I ended up having to get a tow truck to then go to a garage and then eventually get home. So it took quite a while to get back. Now this morning, it's Wednesday I think it's like 16th, I think it is, of November, something like that. I've come back to the Clers because I needed to get my car, but I've come back and I've stayed here even though it's a grey, overcast and very misty day, because last week when I was photographing the castle there was another photographer there, which is the first time I've seen another photographer there, and he said to me, did I know about these two different places? No, I don't know about those. What are they? Oh, well, there's a waterfall, always sounds good, because I don't know that many near where I live. And there's also some woodland that apparently has quite a lot of colour in it. So what I'm going to do is, actually I spotted somewhere else on the way here, which is just 2 kilometres down the road. And so I'm going to find this waterfall, which I've never been to, and I've got no idea what it looks like. And then I'm going to go and find the woodland as well. So we shall see what it is that I get. I'll show you, of course, what it is that I get, but let's see if I can find the thing first. So let's carry on walking here in the Clers. So I haven't found my waterfall, well, not yet anyway, but I've got a map on my phone. So I use an application called View Ranger, and I think it's like €20 a year. I can have the whole of France as a 1 to 25,000 map, which is excellent, because certainly when you're somewhere that you're just sort of on a whim, which I'm on a whim today, and you're thinking, well, where the heck is this? Then I can quickly get on the map and go, right, where is it? So I saw an indistinct path, and according to the French IGN map, that's the 1 to 25,000 maps that you get here in France is by a company called IGN. Then according to them, this indistinct path is the path that goes to the waterfall. I've no idea, as I said, what this waterfall's like. It could be good, but it might not be good. But we shall see, because I don't think I'm that far away from it. And then after here, I saw an old watermill. It looks like an abandoned watermill. So maybe it's interesting, maybe not. Let's keep going, and I'll show you what I'm doing when I'm there. Okay, so I found the waterfall, as you can hear in the background noise. Now, what I've got to think is my personal safety. My personal safety insofar as, one, I put my tripod down, so at the moment it's there. But I put it down and then it rolled down and then landed up in there in a heap. Luckily, nice, however many hundreds of euros of tripod and GoPro didn't end up in the waterfall, because that would have been an interesting one. Then, what I've got to think as I gingerly walk around, as I swing the camera around, you will see. So, the next personal safety thing that I've got to think about is, can I get down there, along that path, and then somewhere down there? Now some of you might say, oh, that's easy, you can do that. Well, you have to remember is I'm on my own. So if something happens, because just there it looks as though you can go past, if I slip, then I'm probably not going to get back up again. And so therefore, the answer to this view, which I'd love to get just down there, is no. What I can see is maybe further on down, sort of in there, there's a ledge on the other side. So what I'm going to do is scout around a little bit more as you look at this beautiful waterfall here, and then see what it is that I can get. Maybe I'll even try and get that shot there as I'm framing it up, as it looks actually quite nice on the video. But we'll see. It's not that easy to put a camera up here, and I've also got 15 kilos on my back that's pushing me forward. And there you go, this is the waterfall I was told about. It does look very, very beautiful. Can I get it? I don't know, we'll see. So, this is the shot that I've got of this. It's probably just going to take a little bit just to come into focus there. Is it really what I want? Not really. I really do want to be able to get the other side of this tree and then be looking back up at the waterfall. You can see it's just not easy putting tripod here, my legs there. I'm very much at a precarious angle, so I'm just come off this rock face here trying to get this. As I said, love to be able to go down there, but there's not enough of a path really to go beyond that tree and then round again safely, and I have to bear that in mind. So at the moment, that's the best I can do with this particular angle. I'm going to go on somewhere else. I do like it around here, really nice woodland. Trying to find decent woodland not far from where I live, or which I can find like this kind of very close in England, for example, is relatively easy. In France it's not, but this is pretty good, this woodland. And I imagine if I was here a couple of weeks ago, it would have looked spectacular with all these trees here in autumn colour. So it looks beautiful here. So I'm going to pack up, try and get back up there again. Doesn't look too bad, does it? But this is very slippery with all this moss, so I had to be aware of that. Go back up the path, go up there, and then just see if I can get further on down. If not, maybe the other side. Let's see what I can get. I found my way down to the what's actually marked as the viewpoint for the waterfall. So there's a cascade coming down, and then there's a pool here. What's nice actually, there's a lot of bubbles and foam. Well, actually not too much foam that's coming off that fall there. So it's creating patterns with a long exposure. But it's actually quite difficult. I thought, is it going to be a vertical shot? And I don't think it is. It's more a landscape orientation shot. But the problem is there's kind of lots of negative space between the front of the camera and the back where the falls are. So there's a sort of framing going on of the rocks there. I'll just show you here so you can see there. You've got this framing here that's coming round, but maybe I need to go slightly wider. I don't know. I've got my 24 tilt shift on the front. What I might do is go and get my 1635 just to widen it up. Now I do have a 17mm tilt shift, however I don't have my adapter to go on the front to attach the polarizer to it, which is a little bit frustrating. I should put it in my bag really, but yeah, I mean, it's creating some nice sort of movement there in the water. It's on 2.5 seconds, because if it's too long, so if I show you actually on the back of my camera, this is 3 seconds, I feel the streaks are just too much. So at 2.5 seconds, there's enough sort of there that you can see the movement, but it's not too much, which is what I like with waterfalls. There's a bit of overexposure there in the white, that's to be expected, but yeah, that's 24. Maybe with 16mm I can get a bit more in. We'll see. I also want to be very careful of this tree here. So does it work with the tree? Well, let me show you. Maybe at 16mm it does, but certainly at 24 I had to cut it out, and that's what I've got at the moment. Maybe I can come down a little bit there and just bring a bit more in of that foreground, the leaves there, and see what that does if I just take that exposure there. But it wants to be nicely framed, but there's kind of, it needs more rocks sort of protruding out, sort of one there and one there. There is actually one there, but it's kind of not enough. So yeah, it's a nice place to come. It's interesting. Is it an amazing place to come to? It's okay. It's okay. I've seen better in the Creuse. I've seen better. So I'll try a 1635 shot, and then I'm going to go find this woodland that I've been told about. So I've come out of the gorge and doing that waterfall that I was doing, and I've come back to somewhere that I passed, which is about 2 minutes away. What's this place called? It's called the Devil's Bridge. And I'm guessing by the look of this bridge that's just actually to my right here, you can see at some point it's been rebuilt. Whether it was bombed in the Second World War or what, or whether it fell down naturally, I don't know. What's behind me, you can hear, there's still the river, there's a cascade of types, and there's an old mill by the looks of it, I'm guessing, some kind of old factory or something that would have relied on the power of the water. Now, the frustrating thing is it's not the best day, and I've got a shot and I'm thinking it's okay. Do I go in closer? And I don't know, because the reason is, and I'll show you on the back of the camera in a minute, is you've got this water that's coming down kind of like this, and I've tried to elongate the exposure a little bit to get that curve coming down there, but I'm getting some of the sky, and I'm thinking I'm going to have to crop in a bit, but I kind of don't want to, because the composition I've got is kind of what I want. But let me show you on the back of the camera and also the scene that's there. So this is the scene that I was talking about. You can see there's this old mill here, and there's this kind of an S, almost a Z in a way, coming down there, and I'm thinking this is really nice. However, there's a couple of things that are a little bit distracting. One, you may be able to see it, there's a telephone line that's going across there, just about there, I think it is, in the GoPro. You may not be able to see it. That's one thing. The other thing is that's the kind of angle that I've got on my camera. However, you can see there's nothing in the sky. So this is at times when you have to look at these things and go, it's really nice, it looks good, it does work, but not now. You really do need some light on this, and you need to have some colour up there in the sky in order to really sort of get the best out of this place. I don't mind it being overcast, but the thing is can I get into that and crop off almost like that, but it's kind of, I don't want it at that angle. I need to kind of get in and sort of almost be there, and then there as well. The problem is of course that then I'm going to lose this, and I don't want to lose that. So you can see if I turn the back of my camera on, if I haven't lost my battery, I've lost my battery, I have to change my battery. But that's basically the crop that I've got at the moment. 24mm tilt shift looking that way. I'm going to go and get my extender, change my camera battery, and hopefully see if I can get in a bit closer again, and maybe avoid this up here, and maybe still have something going on down here. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so I changed my camera battery and actually GoPro battery as that was fizzling out on me. Just changed position a little bit from about 3 meters away to come to here, because trying to get this mill here, whatever it was, and the river and get it nicely framed, you really do need to be where I was, because if I just spin my GoPro around here and show you the back of my camera there, this is what I've got here. So you can see there's the water coming down there, and there is the mill. However, it's not great. It really isn't great. And ideally, it did need to be, as I've got it here with the 24mm. You can see a huge, huge difference there of having that on the third, having the river that's just coming down there, and then you've got this line that's leading you down. That's what you want. You want to be led into the image and going round there. And the frustrating thing is the sky. You can see there. Now I know some people would say, well, you could replace the sky. No, I cannot replace the sky. No, I am not replacing the sky. This is not what I do. What I do is I bank things and go, right, I know where this place is. I know the potential of it. If I have to wait a year, then I'll wait a year. Maybe this weekend it would be nice. I could come back down. So who knows? But I do like it here. I kind of think actually in a way that maybe there's enough leaves left on the tree, on the trees here, that actually do make it really nice. So it kind of gives it an almost mysterious sort of look to it. But it really does need a better sky up there. It kind of really does need the blue. And I think actually having the blue sky just in that little bit there would help set off the yellow. It's a complementary colour. So yeah, there you go. The wonders of trying to find these shots here. So it's okay, not perfect. I'm going off to find the woodlands, and then I'm going to make my way back to near Tours where I live. So there you go. Not bad. just not today. Evidently, I'm not in that woodland that I was describing in the last segment. I'm back actually on the banks of the Loire. What happened? Why are you not getting some woodland shots with all the autumn colour that I described? Well, when I went past, there wasn't really sort of anywhere to sort of go in and get something that really looked kind of interesting. And it's actually quite a big forest that I was going past. So what I didn't want to do is spend lots and lots of time trying to find somewhere and just wasting petrol money actually. So I prefer to sort of be able to know where I'm going before I'm spending my petrol money. It's why I do a lot of research before I go anywhere. So hey, you know, that's how it is. Is there still some autumn colour around? There is actually. There's still a little bit around at the moment in certain places, certainly here in the Loire Valley. I don't know what's coming up in the next video. I've got 4 different ideas for videos. What will it be? Don't know yet, but you'll find out on the next video. If you liked what it is that you've seen, don't forget to subscribe down there and click on the notification bell for anything new that's coming up. And there are things that are coming up. Certainly next year there's going to be a lot coming up when I get round to filming it and going, as I'm trying to organise things at the moment. In any case, take care of yourselves. See you again soon on the next one, wherever it may be and whatever it may be. Thanks again. See you folks. Stay safe. Goodbye.